And now for our feature presentation.
Welcome, everybody, to Simon vs. the Podcast. I am your host, Simon, and alongside me, as always, I have Sod.
Hello.
And the man who picked the movie today, Ethan.
Hi.
All right, so today we have the definitely a film.
It's a film.
Called The Willies. It released in 1990. It was directed by pedo Brian Peck.
Yeah.
Continuing
starring
tradition on this show, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I don't know what it is. Like,
how many times do I have to keep reiterating this? Stop picking movies directed by pedos.
it's not. I promise you, it's not intentional. Like,
we gotta do our research before you pick a movie.
It's not our fault
Yeah.
that like we
just picking movies based off a good-looking poster. I'm tired of it.
But this had a good-looking poster as well.
I tried. I failed this one as well. I mean, it's better than Max Payne, but I mean, to be fair, like, exactly.
That's a pretty low bar where it's like, oh, at least this one wasn't directed by John Moore, but it was directed by a pedophile instead. So
yeah,
honestly, I think this is a little worse. But anyways, starring Sean Astin of Lord of the Rings fame, or if you don't like Lord of the Rings, I guess Rudy.
What about
if you're a football fan?
What about your favorite movie, or favorite short, I should say?
Oh yeah, My Wife is Redacted.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up just because this movie is sort of like
his best work.
Simon versus like reunion of just
the who's who.
Yeah.
Also starring Joshua John Miller. I think he's one of the kids in the tent.
Yeah.
And Ethan's beloved Dana Ashbrook.
Oh hell yeah! I was very happy to see him fight a fraction of a second.
For those who don't know, Bobby from Twin Peaks.
Mm-hmm.
He's only in it for
like
really quick.
Shot,
he comes in, he's like, "I'll take some chicken to go," and then he goes.
Yeah, I mean, we did chat, but there's a woman as well who we'll also get to, and it's also has like a part, a significant part in Twin Peaks. Yeah,
like another 1 second cameo.
Our movie kicks off. We got the kids in the tent. They're telling the spooky tales, the scary stories. And then they tell like 3 very short stories to kick things off. So we'll do those, and then we'll get into the 2 big stories in the film here. Yeah. So Ethan, tell us about story number 1.
Yeah. Like I said, it starts off very dark. This younger kid is like blonde, short hair, and he has like a jar of like firefly. I think they're called fireflies, right?
Fireflies,
yeah. And again, if I fuck anything up or whatnot, feel free to correct me. I'm only human. But yes, he had jar of fireflies.
Did you even watch the movie?
Oh, I did last night. I did. I know you did as well.
I watched it literally minutes ago.
Yeah.
So it's very fresh in your, at least very fresh in your memory. So yeah, it's 3 kids. I guess Sean Astin being one of them. And he's like, you want to hear some, like, what's the grossest thing? They're all about, like, gross stories because, they're kids. They want to hear about gross horror stories.
Even though it's more just also younger. Cruelty for the most part.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. We'll get, that kind of, yeah.
That was their storytelling for the first, like, 3 stories. It's like,
and then it comes
what
back
can we do?
Full force in the last one.
Let's just fucking kill animals. We got nothing.
Yeah. So, like, the first story is very short, where it's about the chicken place. It's like
so they're at the local KFC.
Yeah, it's like some like Tennessee chicken place, and then this one woman goes out.
Sorry, but that was another moment where I was just like, "Oh, this is why Ethan picked this." Just when I saw that Tennessee chicken in the background.
Yeah, I had no idea, but so many parts of my life correlate in this movie, and it's very surreal. I don't know what to think about it.
unrealistic part of this fucking movie is?
But
So they're at the chicken place, and the big fat bitch, she comes up and she's like, I'll get a 15 piece with a large shake, and he says that'll be $8.95
It was a
for
different.
15 piece and a large shake. No
Maybe
way.
it was like back in the 50s or whatever.
You think it took place in the? I don't care
Maybe
what fucking decade it took place in.
that
No,
one, maybe
inflation
that
has
one
killed us.
story, maybe that one story. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I mean, the whole movie sort of has like an old schooly, like horror movie vibe to it, like B-movie vibe. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they were going for. But
That would cost $40 today.
yes,
mm-hmm.
inflation has
Unbelievable.
killed us all.
Anyways, she gets her chicken.
Yeah.
Dana Ashbrook shows up as a greaser.
And me and Ethan clapped.
So he
yeah.
gets his chicken to go so he can bang his girlfriend while he's eating his chicken.
Yeah. We never see that part of it, but it's very heavily implied. It's just for the viewers, with whoever knows.
It's left to our imagination.
Yeah.
So she sits down and like she starts eating it, and like already before she was eating it, I'm looking at her like that is not like normal like tennis like that. What kind of Tennessee place is this? This is my fucked up part of Tennessee.
Memphis chicken.
Yeah. So it's like biting into it. He starts eating it, and then there's like a chunk she bites off, and she looks at it. She's like, "What the fuck?" And then she starts screaming, and then it gets revealed it was just a rat that was in the bucket.
Oh,
and
that poor rat. Though.
Oh shit! It's a rat.
Yeah,
I mean, did this sort of predict that whole like? You remember that story of just like the rat in the KFC?
I don't think that was a story. I think that.
I mean, it turned
happened.
out to be a hoax. Like the image of like the rat like in like deep fried, that was a hoax. But I wouldn't doubt there has been like a rat that made its way into KFC and then.
We call KFC here Dirty Bird.
I know my mum's Canadian friend was always calling.
They
it
also call
Bird.
it Dirty Bird. Yeah, I guess it's a Canadian thing. Yeah, we just call it Dirty Bird because it's like it's there. Like when it first got here is good, and then like way downhill, like
I feel
at
like
the bottom.
That's how like every KFC just around the world went, where it's just like, oh, that's neat, and then it just like everyone just went, oh, that's shit.
And now like Popeyes is readily available in Canada.
I mean,
so
we don't have Popeyes here. We sort of just rely on like weird local.
Well, you guys like fry up iguanas and shit. So
we don't have iguanas here.
Iguanas?
No. I mean, I did find like a little like salamander on my car this morning.
Oh, there you go, breakfast.
Yeah. I could just like take
with
the car,
a nice spider stew.
Just reverse the car out and then just like let it like fry on the top of the hood, and I can like get a spatula and start flipping it like a burger.
Sorry, not iguana. I was thinking of Rescuers Down Under again.
Oh yeah,
he didn't have an iguana. He had a water monitor.
Wait, what are we? Wasn't it a snake in Rescuers Down Under, or am I just thinking of something?
No, it was a lizard. It was a big.
I haven't seen I haven't seen that movie in a really, really long time. Like I just assume he had a snake.
That should be a watch along.
I had it on VHS, so like I feel like I should remember more about it. But
yeah, it's culturally important.
I mean, I've seen. I watched it. I haven't seen like the original Rescuers, but I've seen that one. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Unbelievable.
Sorry.
No, this is all great. No, the more that people know, yeah, Canada is called Dirty Bird. Exactly, people should know this.
I mean,
yeah, KFC in Canada called it Dirty Bird, and Sod has a Canadian family friend. So there, yeah.
The Simon versus Law has expanded.
All right, story 2.
Yeah.
Do we have thoughts on story 1? Just do you want to give quick thoughts?
She fucking eats a deep fried rat. Who gives a shit, you know?
Yeah, that's really all there is to it. It's just, she eats it, and it's like, oh, gross, it's a rat, and it just ends, and it's like, okay.
I mean, that's sort of like the problem
deep
with
fried
like
rat,
the
you know?
first 3 stories, where it's just like, maybe if you like expanded on some of them, like it might be fine, but they're just so like oh, that happens and this happens. It's just so quick and, like, over before you know it. Like, it
Yeah,
really
it's just
does.
kind of there.
Like, before you got here, like, I think I said to Simon that this does feel like Creepshow at home, sort of.
Yeah, it's like a
Creepshow
mixture.
with less stories, less character development,
Less style. Basically all
yeah,
the things
Yeah,
that made Creepshow
less
great.
of a budget.
and if y'all can already tell, I do. I love myself a horror anthology, hence why I picked Creepshow and then this. But
I
yeah,
had to,
Creepshow.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I had to watch this on Tubi, and like the amount of
So did
grain, I could have started a fucking farm.
I mean, I sort of...
Oh yeah.
I got the DVD, like, I found, like, a DVD for this because it wasn't on Tubi for me, and yeah, like, it was, like, taken directly from, like, a VHS found in a dumpster or something.
This was the TV rip, I swear. This was shown on TV once, they recorded it, and this is what we have now.
Yeah, just some, like...
Yeah, I know. You're not wrong. It's like I know like Amazon Prime, like TV, they do that sometimes for like older like
Yes.
obviously more niche. They'll like literally take like a print that was like shown like either like sunset of VHS or like it's shown on TV and they'll just put it on like free to watch like streaming services like Tubi.
They just
I'm
like
sure,
go
that
to
could be
like
the case.
Gary's garage, like for Tubi, they go to Gary's garage and like, hey, do you have a copy of this? We got the streaming rights for it. And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Opens it up, goes through his boxes. Here you go. Here's a copy of fucking the Willies.
What does Gary look like? I'm trying to, like, I need an image of Gary. Like, is he, like, wearing, like, a wife beater and sandals?
No, he's albino. He doesn't get out much.
Did he just spend time in his garage waiting for, like, the Tubi guys to come over and just
Yeah,
ask for
so
something?
they give him a small fee, and that's how he makes his living.
Just because he has, like, he spent all his money on, like, this VHS collection.
Yeah, he's got the VHS rips of everything. So in his younger years, he'd get the blank tapes. He'd wait for something to come on the television. He'd copy it, and there you go.
And without him, Tubi wouldn't be possible.
Of course. All thanks to Gary.
So, let's all clap for Gary.
Good on you, Gary.
This character we just made up right now, who may or may not exist.
You can put like an applause thing in.
Yeah.
And like a fake.
If
like,
anyone wants to
image of
draw,
what
like,
Gary
a picture of
like.
Gary, like, for us, go ahead.
Yeah.
Anyone out there who watches this?
All right.
The first segment is all there is to it.
Story 2, old man, he goes into the Haunted Mansion ride instead of Mickey Mouse's Adventure at Disney, and he dies.
Yeah, that's
not...
exactly. Yeah, we just go through these like a lightning round, pretty much. Second one is just this old man goes to a ride, and then Lucy from Twin Peaks.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the
the receptionist from fucking Twin Peaks is like, "Sir, you get off the ride," and he's like, he's dead.
Yeah,
I mean, I will say, just out of these, like, first, like, 3 short ones, I guess I might have liked to see this one, like, maybe expanded upon, like... Because, like, I do think, like,
what they
there's
should have
some decent visuals in the ride, even though it's...
Yeah. You cut the first 3 stories, you cut the second story, and you make the first story feature length.
No, I like the second story. It was
my
favorite one.
What?
We'll get there.
What? We'll get there, but fucking okay. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. We will ridicule this man later.
You can't.
Oh no. I like you, Son, but.
Okay. So, story 3. This lady, her dog's wet or whatever, so she puts him in the fucking microwave to dry him off, and then Gremlins 1. This was not.
This was like the one.
Yeah.
This is the story that just made me really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really care much about like animals are cool and all, but like whatever. But like I don't want to see a dog get put in a fucking microwave.
Like, do you think?
Yeah. Well, no,
especially like a dog that like reminded me of like my grandma's old like poodle.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking,
I didn't care for that one.
Like, when Gremlins came out, people were complaining about, like, the microwave scene and how, children might do this to their pets.
Where the dog gets hung up by the Christmas lights.
No, when they put the gremlin in the microwave.
Oh.
Like, people were,
okay.
like, responding saying, oh, children might put their cats and dogs in the microwave now, even though I don't think there was any, like, evidence or any incident of it happening.
Bro,
like,
the media just says like it's a slow news day. We'll just make some shit up about gremlins, man.
Yeah, but here you go, like, this fucking movie. Literally
one person had nothing. Like, this movie literally puts the dog in the fucking, like, in this, like, box that they made, this microwave replica. I was like, this is more for kids than it is for anybody. This is like,
it feels
it's
like,
a little. I'd say it's a little
Afraid...
darker than Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark? But
I was gonna say more Are You Afraid of the Dark, if anything.
Yeah. It's like I could compare it to, like, again, like a mix of, like, Creepshow and, like, R.L. Stein's, like, work. I have to say that earlier.
Apparently, Mr. Stein had a lot of ghostwriters.
Really?
That's true. Yeah.
He had because, like, they were pumping out books like crazy. These Scholastic people, and I think he wrote, like, a decent amount, but, like, a lot of them were by, like, other people.
A good, like, amount where it's just like, I just need to get something out there.
There's, like, 12 books coming out a year, like, one every month.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, to be honest.
But yeah, dog blows up in a microwave, and then we get a Goonies reference.
Yeah, I went through, like, a little bit of the IMDb trivia, and, like, one of the things was that little Goonies reference. About, like,
I laughed because he's like, nobody wants to hear about you and your fucking friends finding a pirate ship again. I was like, okay. All right, fair enough.
We would all want to watch the Goonies or hear the Goonies again, even though, like, this movie couldn't, like, pull it off with, like, its budget.
I thought it was, I don't know. I thought it was funny because, like, the one kid's like, he was having none of it. He's like, man, I don't want to hear about this shit again. He's like, I wonder if Sean Astin was, like, backstage, like, when they're filming. He's like, I was in Goonies, you know, and the other kid was like, man, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's just like,
and then they
talking about his, like, failed acting career. I mean, I shouldn't say failed, but, like, it took time to take off, and maybe just, like, losing out on the Goonies. No, like, Sean Astin, like...
his career? I don't...
Do you have any Sean Astin, like, super fans listening? Can you, like, enlighten us?
Yeah, I don't think his career stalled out at any... Like, maybe after Lord of the Rings.
I mean, to be fair...
I mean, he was also on...
My Wife
For
is
better
Redacted.
or worse, he was in Stranger Things at one point.
Doesn't he die, like, in the first few episodes he's in?
I think, like, towards, like, the end of the season, eventually his character dies.
I mean, he'll always be remembered for My Wife is Redacted.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Immortalized.
I mean, here's the poster for My Wife is Redacted, and here's a link to the episode as well that we talked about. That was also the same episode as Creepshow, wasn't it?
The episode you didn't like.
But did we talk about My Wife was Redacted in Creepshow, the Creepshow episode?
Yeah. That was like a double feature episode. Yeah.
We've done it again.
Yeah, it's very topical.
It all comes full circle. Much like the Earth, it's round. But
let me tell you about my flat Earth theory anyway.
I thought I fucking knew it was coming. Go ahead.
Oh,
I was hoping for a shorter episode, but if you want to start talking about fucking flat Earth, whatever.
I'm taking to the first segment and, like, the whole first, like, story bit. It's gonna be better. If we're going to a flat Earth like thing, go ahead.
I'll just like the video of, like, the man who's
Is
like.
Is this gonna be about your uncle?
No. But have you seen this video of, like, this, like, man, like, talking about, like, flat Earth with, like, a pumpkin at, like, 5 a.m. And then his wife comes down and it's just like, oh, not this shit again.
When I grew up, the solar system was stationary.
Alright, honey, come on.
The sun was standing.
Why don't you stop this bullshit? Idiot.
Shouldn't you give me like 5 minutes?
No, you've had all morning, and I'm just freezing, and I'm hungry, and I'm trying to stop
No, he just like looks very depressed afterwards. After his wife just tells him, just stop, please.
She doesn't believe my theories, mate, and it's pissing me off. Like, look at this fucking pumpkin here.
I mean, he doesn't even like say that. He just like looks depressed, like looking at his pumpkin.
Oh, mate, I'm so sad out here. My wife, she don't believe me, mate.
Anyway, do we want to get back to what you think is the best story in
They
this?
tell the little shorties, and then Sean Astin's like, "No, these two stories will give you the willies." Ooh.
And then like the
and
title
then credits
happens.
start.
Yeah, we get it was weird, like little storybook intro.
Yeah,
I was hoping for more of a Goosebumps kind of thing, but
that would have been more exciting, to be honest.
But the budget went to Sean Astin.
Most of the budget went to Sean Astin and that rat.
The budget
Cameron.
went to Sean Astin and the Willy monster puppet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that's in the first segment, which is about this kid who has glasses, whose name escapes me at the moment.
His name's Danny.
Yeah, Danny. Yeah. It's a kid named Danny, and he's like three kids that shove him and bully him around. One of them has like a mullet with like an Iron Maiden like killer shirt. I'm like, hell yeah! It's like my favorite character. No, not really my favorite character, but I liked his look. I liked his vibe. I liked his look, and yeah. And then this janitor comes by, and he's like, you let these kids bully you. Obviously paraphrasing, but he has like a white hair, white mustache, also glasses.
And his name is Mr. Jenkins.
Old Man Jenkins.
Yeah, I was immediately thinking of like Scooby-Doo, because like in the Scooby-Doo movie, that's what like the Lunar Ghosts. Like.
Also, I think there's an Old Man Jenkins in SpongeBob as well.
Oh yeah, probably. Like it is just like the most generic like old man, creepy man character name. Like it's the default.
I have something on Danny here because there's a specific shot where he looks like up. Like the camera's on him, he looks a little up, and his mouth is slightly agape. So he looks like a younger version of the "Oh my God, they're eating her, and then they're gonna eat me."
Yeah,
oh my God!
Now I got that in my head.
Which is funny because Troll 2 and this movie came out the exact same year, so he couldn't be the same person.
Maybe like they're related. Maybe it's like his younger brother.
I don't think so. I slightly looked into it, and I don't believe so.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looked just like the "Oh my God."
Yeah. Maybe,
so this kid Danny
to say was just like Goblin. Nilbog is Goblin spelled backwards.
Oh my God.
Oh my fucking God.
Sod, play the clip.
Which one? The Oh my God or
the Troll 2 clip?
We'll just play both of them because I love Troll 2.
Play them side by side at the same time.
What, the Nilbog is Goblin spelled backwards and the Oh my God?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Nilbog! It's Goblin spelled backwards!
I'd like to see you get us on the copyright when we play both at the same time.
This episode's done now.
Try and find the image of Danny and then put it side by side with the Oh my God guy from Troll 2.
Yeah, well, I'll just like take a clip of Danny. We can do whatever. It's fine.
You're the editor, master, wizard, so and then you've got it under wraps.
Old Man Janitor Jenkins, he tells Danny he's a good lad, he's a good egg, and those bullies will get what for. They'll get what's coming to them.
And then they say the evil laugh.
Yeah.
He goes,
he's like, he's like, also your teacher's kind of a bitch. He's like, yeah, my teacher is a bitch.
What was
and then we meet the teacher's
name again. Like, do we write down anywhere? Because I was about to say Mrs. Trunchbull, but that's the teacher. That's the principal from Matilda.
Trunchbull?
I don't know.
Dirty. That's dirty.
But I was thinking of the Matilda.
Oh, Titmarsh. Mrs. Titmarsh.
Yeah, Miss Titmarsh. Yeah.
Played by Kathleen Freeman of Singing in the Rain fame, and also she's like the celebrity chef in Gremlins 2 when they're doing the cooking show.
I recognized her as well.
Yeah, It comes full circle again.
That's this episode in like a nutshell. It just comes full circle. It all
Basically, this episode, we want to watch Gremlins instead. That's the
Yeah,
main takeaway.
we just want to watch Gremlins.
I mean,
But-
we might do a
instead of this.
Gremlins double feature down the line at some point.
Ethan's never seen Gremlins 2.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it.
Yeah, that.
You need to get
But
on
I'd say
that.
that particular one, that'd be a first time watch.
I personally think Gremlins 2 is better than 1.
I love both. I like they're like the perfect like duology, I guess, which would probably never happen ever again. Like no mainstream like studio would let Joe Dante do what he did with Gremlins 2.
Absolutely not. Is Joe Dante even allowed to do anything right now?
I don't know what I don't even know what he's up to these days. Aside
Please
from,
tell
like,
me he's not currently incastrated somewhere.
Oh no, I doubt it. That would hurt me.
What was the last thing he even did?
I'm trying.
Looney Tunes back in
That's what
action?
I
I
was
don't
thinking,
know.
but I think he did something after that as well, though. I mean, apparently that was a miserable experience for him. Apparently, where
that sucks because he got it done. And he made a good movie.
yeah, apparently I like Back in Action. It's probably the best. Like
He did a
Looney
movie
Tune-
called. Oh my fucking god!
Oh, what happened?
He did a movie called The Hole in 2009.
Oh,
I thought that was Drake Bell for a second. Never mind.
What, directed by Jake
okay.
Bell
No.
or starring Jake Bell?
No, it was directed by Joe Dante, and like the one guy looked like Drake Bell in like the preview image.
Oh, if it had Drake Bell in it, then that would have just, especially what we were talking about before we started recording this, then this would just be the most cursed episode.
Yeah, just bury this the whole episode.
Yeah, I
See,
think
this
that was...
kid Danny. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Daniel here.
Yeah, Danny. He walks into class and everybody, Miss Titmarsh is like, we're going to take like a test, exam or whatnot. And then obviously the kid, the Iron Maiden shirt, keeps in the hockey hair, keeps like fucking with him, spitting gum on him or whatnot. And then at one point he gets up, he's like, I need to go to the bathroom. And then she's like, obviously not listening, just ignoring him until like he eventually gets her attention. And so Miss Titmarsh lets him go to the bathroom. When he goes into the bathroom, there's already like a weird sense of like no one's in there. It's like a very, I guess, weird like vibe already in there. What do y'all have to say about this bathroom? Any particular thoughts?
No, it's a bathroom.
Very American-looking bathroom.
I get what you mean, where it's like something feels off about it, even though it looks more like a prison. Yeah. Which, to be fair, all American schools look like prisons.
I just wrote Danny goes to the washroom and finds the monster taking a fat shit.
Oh.
Yeah. And
because the monster was on the toilet with the toilet paper in his hand, so like I don't know what else you can say.
I mean, that is like a very Goosebumps sort of image as well.
Yeah. I mean, the monster looks good. The puppetry is quite good.
I mean, with what they probably had to work with, it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing about this movie is literally just that. How like the actual just how it actually looks like. When I saw it, it made me feel something. So yeah, I mean, it did its job.
What?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What? Did that make you feel something as well? Looking at that?
Why'd you phrase it like that?
What do you mean? I just phrased like. What was your takeaway from that? What do you think I was saying?
This shit-colored monster made me feel something.
I mean, to be fair, like the monster, like the creature effects in the thing also made me feel things.
The more I looked at it, the more he looked like a sentient like piece of shit.
What?
Yeah.
The monster looks like a
he's constantly hanging around the toilets. He's like,
maybe he did come out. He came from his origins. He came from the toilet, and that's why he looks like that and sounds like that.
He's one of Gordy's nasty fried chicken shits.
We'll get to Gordy.
Maybe.
That will be like the biggest, like, I don't know, debate of the episode, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So
Danny keeps
I'm ready to die
running
on this hill.
Yeah. So Danny runs away from the monster. Like, boy, you cried, wolf. Oh, Mrs. Titmarsh, there's a monster there. There's a monster in there. And he pissed himself. And then she's like, "Go clean yourself up. You're a disgusting child, and I hate your guts. You're a disgrace."
It's just like
just,
overly mean.
Just being
teacher.
really mean to him for no reason. Yeah. So he goes back, like casually goes back.
I mean, he just
he looks again.
Walks in.
He's like, "Oh, he sees the monster." He runs back.
But does is that when he like sees like the Mr. Jenkins like suit?
Yeah, like
or
or he
thinks it's like decapitated by the monster.
Yeah, I think he ate Mr. Jenkins.
Even though he didn't, he's like clearly all there. It's just his head's off.
Yeah, and it's like, "Oh, Mr. Jenkins, he's dead. He's dead." And she gets up and goes, and they look, and then the monster kills her dumbass.
I mean, that is probably like, I guess, the best like horror sequence in the movie. I guess just her being like lifted up, and like that's probably like the goriest it gets. Like for this
the dog exploding in the microwave is kind of gross. But...
I mean, that was gross, but it wasn't really gory. It more looked like spaghetti or pasta.
Like if scanners exploded a dog.
Yeah.
And this is the scene where like actual bloodshed.
Scanners like that head explosion. But oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, I was saying this is my only point in the movie. At least I'm aware. There's actual bloodshed is shown. So you mean like as far as like gore, like this movie's extent. That's kind of like all you really get with this scene.
Someone gets their throat slit in the like haunted house segment, but
but that was green blood.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the Evil Dead thing where it's just like, oh, you can't do red blood, but if you make it green, then we'll give you an R rating. Like, if it's not red, then it's okay.
This movie, like, they dropped the R word too, so it's kind of like, it's weird. I mean, that would get you an R rating these days.
Like, I'm pretty sure this has an M rating here, but I'm not sure what's rated. Yeah, it's M here, I'm assuming. But
probably like PG or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Tubi it said PG-13 for me. I get like an ad break. I was thinking of like I got an oldie ad before the movie started. So
I keep you know what ads I keep fucking Deion Sanders and some Latina chick have like some stupid fucking talk show on Tubi now.
Oh.
So
like who's opening up Tubi to watch fucking Deion Sanders do a talk show?
I mean, I guess that's another Tubi original.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still getting weird original, sex toy ads on Tubi, so...
What? You sicko. That's because you watch all those, like, dirty sex comedies on there.
To be fair, I stopped that. I mean, Ethan was, like, the one with the sex comedy, like, obsession or illness.
Yeah, which I'm I'm past that now. That's all in the that's all in the.
He found
there's a lot of like an insane amount of what do they call it? Black voices movies on there, like independent black voices films.
I mean, there was one I saw just called Going to America, which I'm not sure if it was like supposed to be a Coming to America knockoff, but
we are going to America. There's one on there called Fangirl. It's about this like chick who like kills people and then masturbates on their corpses.
Oh,
what? Is it called Fangirl?
It's called Fangirl. Yeah, it's fucking terrible. It was so bad. I don't even think I didn't log it. Yeah, it was so fucking bad.
Okay, you've seen it. Okay, wow.
Yeah. Because I started watching. I was like, maybe this would be our fucking Tubi Files film, but I was like, no, I'm not making them watch this shit.
I'm gonna watch it anyway now, just because that premise sounds amazing.
yeah, go ahead, man.
You've sold me, even though you said it's the worst thing ever made. Like, I'm sold.
It's like one of the worst films I've seen.
Wow.
It's all thanks to Tubi. That's the big takeaway of this episode. Like,
I don't even think it's a Tubi original. It might be, but I don't remember it being under the Tubi originals.
Gary's Garage.
Gary Garage, yeah.
Hey, Gary, can we have this
one?
It was
filmed in Gary's house.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's Gary's directorial debut and only film. He tried to make it as like a filmmaker,
Gary supports the black voices. Filmmaking.
Yeah, he has like a big like Black Lives Matter flag in his garage as well.
Oh, not anymore. He doesn't now that Ethan's favorite president is back.
Oh, do you think they're Trump's gonna crack down on Gary?
Oh my god! People are gonna take that serious, and no, not my favorite president. Just
Ethan,
so
I can't
know.
wait to see you at the border when I have to fight for my country.
Yeah. You can, let us know how that goes next episode.
Mexico screaming, "Build that wall!"
No,
oh my fucking no! Oh my!
It's like he was there
Don't worry,
when
son.
they stormed the Capitol.
Don't worry, son. Once they take over Greenland, they're coming for you next.
Yeah, well, they're not gonna get through because they're gonna like get freaked out by spiders and shit. Or the kangaroos will like kick them to death. Like, you can't just simply take over Australia.
Well, I mean, why would you? Just a
There's
desolate
also that
wasteland.
as well.
You guys have an opera house,
A bridge.
There's the opera. Yeah, there's the bridge, and then there's the opera house.
I mean, we do have the Ritz in Randwick. We have that cinema,
Yeah,
so
and then down the street, there's the opera house.
And that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it, really. Yeah.
This is our come to Sydney tourism video now.
No thanks.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on.
Where were we to this movie again?
Anyways,
there's also a movie.
Danny.
It's called The Willies, 1990.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, Danny lures the bullies in there, and then the poo monster.
Does he lure them? Because I think it's more just at that point he's just looking for someone to believe him.
I guess, but like what he does is like kind of messed up because like,
I mean,
he sees the monster comes out, grabs one boy. You know, Daddy's like, you know what, fuck this, and he closes the door and then he pushes the water fountain over so they can't get out.
And yeah, you got
so he
Mullet
essentially
Kid,
murdered them.
Mullet
Second-degree murder.
pisses himself, and you know it does really seem like a Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark, as we said before, type of twist. And
then Danny goes home. He leaves the school. He's like, you know what, I'm done with this.
Yeah, I'm done with school in
fair
general.
enough.
I just killed I killed my bullies. Life is good.
Yeah.
Live life to the fullest. Living in
I've
America.
had enough for today. I watched my teacher get murdered. The janitor's a monster.
Does he know the janitor's a monster though? Does he like
I
would
assume at some point he would piece it together.
Like maybe like years later, or maybe Mr. Jenkins comes by and says, "So about those kids."
Mr. Jenkins gets away with it, so
that's sort of like the cool thing where it's just like he just goes to multiple schools and just like kills the shitty kids.
Yeah, that's what they say after. He goes to another school and then it's like, Mr. Jenkins, this woman, her son is missing.
Like, do they say she's
just goes
on the board of like directors or something, like the mum?
Yeah, and then he goes right for it. He's like, "Your son's a piece of shit, madam."
Yeah, it's just.
And then they say what he was wearing and all that, and then they go to the principal's office, and then as soon as they walk away, he goes into his little bucket and he sniffs the shirt that the kid was wearing.
I don't think does he sniff it or does he use it as like just to
he lifts
clean
it up
the window
to his nose. Like he gets it. I assume he took a whiff. Whatever. Who cares? He ate the child. It doesn't. What does it matter if he sniffed the clothes? This was directed by fucking Brian Peck. So
and also don't look up what Brian Peck did because then it makes this movie more cursed.
You're right. Yeah. Look up what Bryan Singer did, and then know that Brian Peck is friends with him.
That'll tell you everything.
Yeah.
All right. Story 2.
So, overall,
story 1 thoughts.
As far as story 1, I would say it's like my favorite part of this movie. Like it's all like it's endearing for what it is. I guess within the first 40 minutes of this movie, like y'all said, it has like the stuff I like. I mean, there's like some Twin Peaks cast. There's a rat, and then there's like that creature design that makes me feel things. Like I said, and then if you were like after that, like when it hits like the 47-minute mark, you can just like turn it off and
No,
it'd be like,
don't turn it off.
decent
Don't
short
turn it
film.
off.
No,
We
you
got
hit the 47-minute mark. You skip ahead 30 minutes to
No,
the
don't
end.
skip.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
do
then
we just want to get into
it'd be
it,
a
or do
decent
we?
short film.
I mean, I thought
Honestly,
this.
this is the only part of the movie I liked was like the Danny and the monster kind of story because
I
it
thought
is
Yeah.
very it's the most like Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark, and then kind of like the creature in the box
Exactly.
from Creepshow kind of thing.
Yeah.
like it sort of like does like
Was it?
its
It
premise
does-
the best it can,
Yeah,
especially
it
with
does.
like its
It
budget.
does. Yeah. How do I put this? The monster anthology story.
Yeah, like the one they were like putting money on is like the
Every
one.
scary movie with that does anthology stuff has a story just like this.
Yeah, which it works, you know.
Yeah, that's
And
why they keep doing it, 'cause it works.
Yeah, even in this one, like I still like, you know, it was the most enjoyable part of the movie for me.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But
Let's get
yeah,
into
I
this
disagree.
piece of shit, Gordy,
Yeah.
this
Okay.
irredeemable human waste.
I mean,
Yeah,
Gordon.
his full name is Gordy Belcher or something. It's like if you name your kid that, he's just like doomed. He's gonna turn out to be like a ginormous like
Belcher.
scumbag.
Belcher, as in Bob Belcher from Bob's Burgers.
Oh wow, reference.
H. John Benjamin plays this kid as well. Yeah.
Oh
He's
really?
young. H. John.
Yeah, it was him all along.
It was all like a character.
I would have liked this whole bit better if it was actually H. John Benjamin, to be honest. But unfortunately, it is not.
Do you not like about this story? Because I'm confused.
The question is, what do you like about it? It's about some fucking loser kid who's
Exactly.
obsessed with flies.
What redeeming qualities about this story do you derive from it?
It's just that, like, out of
Spoiler,
like the 5 stories, it's so like gross and mean-spirited that I just kind of liked it in the end.
There's like 10 straight minutes of just him going
Just
from one place
around
to
being,
another,
like,
walking
the biggest
in,
piece
like
of shit imaginable.
going into the basement, killing these flies, and then building his little fucking display. It's like 10 minutes of
He
just
has,
that.
like,
I was like, Jesus Christ.
Well, like, before we get to that, like, at first I thought, like, oh, he's just, like, the average shitty kid. Like, he's going around shoplifting. Like, I was thinking of, Hank's wife from Breaking Bad with, like, the kleptomania. And she's like, oh, he's just a shitty kid. But then he, like, goes into his...
He steals from the farmer man.
Yeah, the farmer man. Another
who
old man
creates this
Jenkins.
miracle growth.
Yeah, the Spivey's like magical manure, whatever it was called. Yeah.
But when
sorry,
he like,
go ahead.
goes down into that basement where it's just like, well, he goes up to his bedroom and he's like has like this thing that he's catching flies with, and like he steals the manure and like uses like the nail polish? What was it again? Like I forgot what he got from the chemist.
It was some kind of chemical that it might have been nail polish remover, something that would just instantly kill a bug, you know.
Yeah, but when he just like goes into his basement and it's just like, okay,
his cellar.
Yeah, not even really basement, just has a cellar door. It's like, I would believe that he like dug this out himself, like it wasn't even initially part of the house.
He made it just for his little fucking fly bullshit.
Yeah, but he's like goes down, and then it's just like, okay. At first you're thinking, all right, he's just torturing flies. Okay, that's a bit. He has freak. But then like pans over, he like has like these dioramas of like a church and like a 50s diner. He like has like little flies sitting on the
school
seat.
shooter vibes, definitely.
Not school, like later on, like where it's just more Gordy being like a piece of shit, like scene. He's like goes up to this one girl and he's just like, hey, I know I'm like, nobody likes me, I have no friends. Like, he's just being really manipulative and he just wants...
Well, before he does that, he literally pushes his way into the seat he wants to get to so he can proceed to put out his master plan.
Which is just like getting this like poor girl to just eat like these cookies where he just like baked flies into. Like, that's how many flies he has at this point. He's just trying to... Like, just what can I do?
Put up an image of Gordy so people can see his Chumbawamba face.
Like, just you could like look. I'm not trying to like be like, I don't know, fat phobic or anything, but if you just look at this
get over
character,
yourself.
if you look at this character, you can like, sort of tell like what this character is.
I mean, we already know you are fat phobic to begin with, so it's okay.
That is
come
true.
Out
I have famously said that we shouldn't let fat people on public transport.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sod would not let me on his buses.
I know. I love fat people, so I have no problem with like fat people being my neighbors or anything like that. So I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate like Sod does.
It's the 1950s, and we don't want fat people as our neighbors. Jeez, why would you go for neighbors?
What? Why not?
Jesus Christ.
Just so specific.
Yeah, he's neighbor. I wouldn't mind a fat person as my neighbor.
Yeah, hell yeah, why not? Like, take some food out to go, watch like
Ethan's
I don't know,
deep seated.
Go watch like the baseball game with your fat neighbors.
Maybe are
the fat people allowed at the baseball game? Are they allowed to play baseball?
Maybe get some Tupperware from them. I don't know.
They should be allowed to do anything they want, anything their heart desires.
Except getting on roller coasters that aren't designed for them.
Jesus Christ,
you are unreal, man. Yeah, like the fact that that came out of your mouth is like wow.
Anyway,
I hope James Corden sits next to you.
Why?
Yeah, for sure.
What would be gained from that?
Because he would annoy the hell out of you, and you'd.
Well, that's not because he's fat. That's just because he's an annoying person. Like, there's a difference.
Well, he killed the fat person is funny thing.
That is true.
Fat people can't be funny anymore because of him. And then he got skinny, and people still didn't like him.
He got skinny?
Yeah, after he destroyed
he lost
the fat
a lot of
people,
weight.
his funny thing, he had to like distance himself from it. But
like Melissa McCarthy did it too. Like she was like killed the fat people can be funny, and then she got skinny.
I guess we could also throw Rebel Wilson into that as well, like this weird trend of them killing.
Sure.
Just
what about that one British guy? Like he wears like the brown glasses.
Oh, you're gonna have to be more specific.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can't remember his name.
Well,
I wish we could.
Well, if we
he was in that. He was like the star of that show, Little Britain.
Oh yeah, now I know who you're talking about.
That piece of shit. Oh. Yeah, yeah.
We don't even know he's like a bad person or anything, but we'll just refer to him.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's a piece of shit.
I mean, Little Britain is awful, so
I'm pretty sure he wrote most of that too. So,
did you know they did like Little Britain USA edition?
What?
Well, it's just like
how does that work?
It's just Little Britain, but it's not in Britain. It's in
America.
Is it
called Little Britain USA?
Yeah, basically.
What?
And it was like written by like the same people. It wasn't like, you know, oh, we're gonna take like British show and do like the American version. No, this was like the British people going, okay, let's take our British show and do it in America.
Let's do Trailer Park Boys, but in America.
Let's do Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, please, God, no.
In Australia,
I think they did do that where they went to the USA. They did like world tour stuff.
Oh, was that like when they were like live specials? Because that was I didn't watch.
No, it was like a full season of them in different countries. So I think they went to the USA. They went to like Britain, Ireland.
Yeah, but I mean, their best stuff is at their hometown out in Canada. Which
they stay. Well, they do go to the U.S. in like the season 8 finale. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, season 8. It was like the last season that like I laughed at. Season 9, the 2, like season 11, I could finish.
The first Netflix season is okay. After that, it's just downhill. And then like
exactly.
And then John died, and then they did the animated show and.
Yeah, I watched like the first season of animated stuff.
If I had a nickel for every time a beloved Canadian TV show had an actor die and they switched to animated, I'd have 2 nickels. But it's weird it happened twice.
Oh, what was the
That,
other
is that like
time it
a?
happened?
Trailer Park Boys and Corner Gas both did that.
Oh. I haven't
Yeah,
seen either,
okay.
so... you keep on telling me I need to do Trailer Park Boys at some point, which I'll do eventually.
You do. It's a deep dive into the trailer
It's a
park Canadian lifestyle.
documentary, I've heard, yeah.
I used to live in a trailer park, so...
Hell yeah.
Do you have a cameo in it?
No, because it's filmed in a different province than where I lived. But the lifestyle is the same.
Yeah. I mean, should we get back to Gordy and his
Dive in
flies?
deep
We might as well
Canadian
get back to
culture.
this,
The best story
this
in this-
irredeemable piece of shit, Gordy.
Why do you hate... I still don't know why you hate this one so much.
Dude, he sucks. Every chance he's given to be a decent human being, he slaps the person in the face with his selfishness.
Flies.
And his
That's why
sick
it's so-
addiction to flies.
It's so funny, like, because then, like, there's a scene with, like, his parents, like, his dad is, like, I'm guessing, like, the abusive, like, white trash dad.
Well, I'm assuming his dad just doesn't like him because he's fucking weird.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's it.
But they're, like, going
And his
on,
mom
like,
keeps...
the mom especially is just
His
like,
mom
these flies are out of control, Gordy. It's just like they're treating it like it's like an alcohol addiction or like drug addiction.
She's kind of the bad supportive where like she supports his addiction, like
I mean,
by
to be
feeding
fair,
him
she's the one who
the
does
fried
like
chicken.
clean it out, like later on, where the big scene where
only after he
like,
feeds the little
feeds
girl the flies.
the fly cookie, and like he gets home. Well, before that, he like revisits like the farmer's like crops again, just to probably get more manure. But this time the farmer's being nice, and he's going, "Hey, let's put this behind us. In fact, have some manure on the house."
Special Miracle Grow.
Yeah, but
he has that whole dream sequence where he's dead in a fridge and he's surrounded by flies.
And Kirk Cameron shows up on TV.
Yeah.
Which, believe it or not, it's not the reason why I picked this movie. I know he was in it beforehand, but like, I figured I didn't know what his part was going to be, and it was literally that. It was like he like talked to Gordy on the TV, and I mean, that's his contribution.
Videodrome-y kind of. I feel like, if anything, maybe want like
so
a remake.
Is...
I want a remake of Videodrome, but with Kirk Cameron now.
We never get like any kind of explanation why he likes flies or anything like that. He just likes flies.
It doesn't matter. He just likes flies. Ooh, why not? He has this weird addiction, and it's really funny.
My Strange Addiction, starring Gordy.
That's what I was thinking as well, where it's just like Fred Willard's gonna come meet Gordy.
I like the flies. I breeded the flies. I eated the flies. I put the flies in the nail polisher remover.
I just got flies everywhere. Yeah, but like the Kirk Cameron thing where it's just like he's just playing his character from Growing Pains. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Which I just find... It's weird seeing Kirk at a time in his life where he's not doing Saving Christmas.
Where he's not destroying my will to live.
I mean, to be fair, he's like... He, like... Saving Christmas is just a one-of-a-kind movie that will never happen again. It was the perfect, beautiful disaster.
What about Fireproof?
And in this movie, you just see him like young and not wrecking shit. Like, yeah, like he did in Saving Christmas.
Fireproof is that like Kirk refused to like kiss anyone who wasn't his wife, so I think he like made his wife star in it.
It's his wife, Kathleen Holt.
I don't know. That's all I heard.
Aaron Bethia, I don't know.
Who cares? I don't think Fireproof will be a Saving Christmas.
It won't even be a backdraft. All right, let's finish this terrible story.
Yeah.
No, so he finds no the farmer he's there. He does farmer things. He talks about his big carrots and his corn.
His magical manure.
Magical manure.
I mean, like, Does Gordy see it on TV like in the dream or?
Yeah,
Like-
he's dreaming. He has multiple, like, they do the thing where he wakes up from multiple dreams.
Okay, so
He wakes up
Yeah.
from a
that's
dream
what I
within
was
a dream.
confused about because I thought like the manure. Maybe this was like the one flaw with this story, where it's just like he dreams about like the
One
growth-
flaw.
the one problem, the only problem,
Oh my!
where it's just like he dreams about like the magical manure, but then it turns out, oh wait, it's real. And
So he's dreaming about the manure, the farmer guy. He's on TV, and then he sees himself dead in the fridge. He wakes up again. He takes his inhaler. Oh no, there's maggots in the inhaler. He wakes up again, turns on the light, and he's like, "Oh, I'll just go back to bed."
he's like
It's the next day.
He's not a normal child. Like at this point, this is just like a normal.
Wasn't really
occurrence
bothered
for
by
him.
it at all, honestly.
It's at this point, it's normal for him. He just has like weird like insect-related dreams. Maybe he actually likes it. I don't know. Like you can never tell with Gordy.
He's a real sick puppy. That one.
Yeah. But after, like, the fly cookie gets home and his mum has just, like, gotten rid of everything. All his dioramas, all his flies, everything.
All in one bag. One
Yeah,
very
yeah.
heavy-duty trash bag.
We can just assume she had, like, multiple bags off camera, but...
Maybe.
But Gordy...
She would have had... So, like, the one... Like, the fish tank thing, she would have had to have emptied that directly into the bag because it was spotless.
Yeah.
It was a different container.
Yeah, but anyway, like...
Yeah,
Gordy's...
he's all pissy.
But she didn't get his, like, stash, like, the secret, like, fly, like, tape or whatever, like, the fly tractor
Yeah, on
that
the
he
outside
hangs
of the
out
window, yeah.
He's just like, my secret stash.
Yeah. We're gonna have some fun, boys.
This is like, as we said, it's like he's addicted to drugs, but it's flies.
So he puts the flies in the shit, and then they mutate into Jeff Goldblum.
Well, not Jeff Goldblum. It's like the fly. It's very like Goosebumps.
We have the fly at home. Yeah.
Yeah,
the fly at home.
very like fly costumey, like.
Yeah.
But
like they didn't just make one; they made 3 costumes.
they made 3 terrible costumes that looked terrible.
Could just made one.
but
Like nobody would have cared.
they
save
went
some money.
They went the extra mile. They could have like put
Or
that
what they
money
could have
in-
did:
They could have put
make
the
the
money
one
into
costume.
or make the one
then-
costume and make it look good.
You make the one costume. No, make the same shitty one costume. Green screen it so all 3 flies are doing the same thing because you just mirrored the image.
Right. I mean, that would have been. Do you think they could
I like
have
how-
pulled off
the-
green screen in this movie?
I like how the fly actor, he was able to move the 2 mandibles together and rub them together like flies do right in Gordy's face.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
That-
we're gonna eat you, you
that
dumb little
detail-
fuck."
That detail I did like. Not gonna lie.
I mean, they don't
Yeah, that
eat.
was-
They don't eat Gordy, unfortunately.
Oh,
which would be
they rip his arms off.
Yeah, like they rip off
And-
his arms. which
I'm assuming the parents come in and beat the shit out of the flies.
No, I'm assuming the flies just leave. Like they just.
Yeah,
sort
we
of-
got what we wanted. We're out of here.
And the parents are just like,
like-
oh, okay.
Well, the farmer, the shit farmer, he's outside the whole time. He's like,
He's laughing.
like,
He's
God,
so
like,
happy.
take that, you little fucking piece.
This is just like a part of their like weird game where it's just they try to like outdo each other. Which like Gordy
Bro,
just like
this-
destroyed his fence and then the farmer just like
This is America. He could have just shot Gordy and like be like, oh, he was trespassing, and the police would have been like, all right, good enough for us.
I mean, to be fair, like they do that, like he does like shoot like at Gordy, but Gordy doesn't give a shit because he's so
He's like,
obsessed
oh,
with
you wrecked your own
flies.
fence, you dumb old bastard.
Yeah, but like the farmer had to have been like doing some research and like tailing Gordy and like knowing he has like this bizarre fly obsession. Which, to be fair, I
Yeah.
guess everyone knows that Gordy just loves flies.
And nobody could beat Gordy up because he was twice the height and weight of every other child at the school.
Yeah, he was
How
held
many
back
times
a
have we-
couple grades.
How many? Jesus, sorry. How many times have the word like flies like been said this whole entire time? Because that's what the
God,
is
fly
flies.
count.
Oh god, we have a
Yeah,
fly
that's what
count.
we-
Here it is. Here's like the final fly count, which is
Take a
still
shot
going.
every time the word was uttered.
Well, we're still saying
God,
flies
I think
anyway,
it's
so the
fucking-
count is still going up as we continue this. So
Fly, 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 fly.
Fly, 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 fly.
Fly, 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 fly.
There's a fly, here's a fly,
Fly,
everywhere,
fly,
fly,
fly.
I mean, the count is probably inaccurate now because I'm bad at my job, but
Yeah, sod no count good.
I mean, if this is accurate, then yay, future sod, I guess.
If this is accurate and you were drinking along, you are now dead.
Oh.
Yeah, so he gets his arms ripped off, and then it just cuts to him in a hammock, which is funny because what they did was they cut out the holes in it, so he has his arms under him, and then they have someone under him with the
the prosthetics,
the fake
like,
art, the
hands.
prosthetics coming up and moving them around, and then a fly lands on his face, and he blows it off. He's like, "Oh!" So Gordon don't like no fly no more.
Yeah, he got over his addiction. Like his character arc is complete. It's very satisfying.
Yeah, and then we cut back to Sean Astin and the kids, and then Uncle Henry, who was referenced earlier, who knew Old Man Jenkins, shows up. He's like, "Oh, Sean Astin, are you telling these boys? Are you giving these boys the willies?"
He's like,
So like, why, yes, Uncle Henry, I was telling the stories. He comes in, and oh my God, it's fucking Old Man Jenkins.
It's Old Man Jenkins
without his mustache. His name was Henry Jenkins. And Sean Astin knew this. He was in on it.
It was just, it was all part of his prank video.
Yeah. Got punked, bro. Because this was the 90s.
Yo.
Well, this movie was probably made in like 89, then released in the 90s.
Maybe it was like made
90.
like in the really early 80s and it didn't get a release. Brian Peck was
like
trying to get this out there.
It's like Boyhood. We actually filmed every segment
it took 12
in the
years
era
to make.
But yeah,
that's the end. That's it pretty much.
Well, no, well,
in a nutshell.
He takes the mask off. He was the poo monster.
All along.
And then he either kills or eats the children or scares them.
I think he just like scares them, and then they like go inside and have like some I don't know.
They have some tea.
Yeah, have some tea, and he's like the poo monster's just sort of like sitting there, just having some crumpets.
You know what they have? They have a high C and a Twinkie.
Sure.
Very 90s food.
And like the poo monster's wearing a backwards cap and a skateboard.
Yes. How you do, fellow kids? Yeah, so that was the Willies. It sucked ass.
Really?
Going back to the 90s, I'll post a picture of it, but like one thing, during a whole fly bit, there's like the two bits that stuck out to me. I can mention the first bit. Gordy like is walking the street and then he sees a cat and pets it. I like that.
Oh yeah,
bit.
that. Well, then he scares the cat, and then causes like this giant disaster.
I was surprised the cat wasn't murdered or ran over.
Yeah,
I was like, we're going for a trifecta here. We have a rat, a cat, and a dog.
It's good to know that Brian Peck has like some like restraint, or maybe no restraint, but he didn't kill the cat.
Yeah. I can't really say
not
about
on
that.
Screen, anyways.
Yeah. And the other thing was going back to the 90s. At one point, like when the kid, I always forgot his name, is having like watching TV, and it's like a news report, and the guy is like holding the mic up, obviously talking, and the mic it says Korn, but spelled like the new metal band Korn. Like
spelled with a K. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Was this which segment was this? Was this the Gordy segment?
Gordy, that's his fucking name. Yeah, it was Gordy watching TV. Yeah.
Falling away from there.
I mean, sorry to bring this back to Silent Hill, but Korn did a song for Silent Hill Downpour. Just not sure.
Yeah, that they did.
The best Silent Hill.
No.
No, you're right. That's Homecoming.
No.
No, you're right. That's The Room.
I actually like The Room.
No, you don't. Shut up.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the Willies. It's
fine.
It's bad Creepshow.
I don't think I won't go.
Wait,
I will just land on
Mildly
we have
adequate Creepshow.
We have Creepshow at home. That's what I'm gonna go with.
We have Creepshow in Gary's garage.
We have Creepshow
Which is
1,
funny because
2,
Creepshow
and
was
3
also on Tubi.
in Gary's garage.
I would have preferred if we did Creepshow 2. Like,
I mean,
Yeah,
I haven't
I
seen
know.
Creepshow. We can that can be Ethan's next like anthology pick.
Which it very well will be, I'm sure, in the future. And then it won't be my last anthology pick. I'll tell you that much.
if Ethan's every pick he does from now on is just anthology films, I don't know.
I mean, I guess it'll mean we'll do the French Dispatch eventually. Even though it's not like a horror. Don't you like the French Dispatch?
I like the first story in French Dispatch. The other two are kind of bad. Like freaking Timothy Chalamet talking about his fucking manifesto. Shut the fuck up.
I really loved the whole movie, honestly, but
I could not stand that story.
What, the second one?
The second one is it took me out. The third one is okay, but the second one is really bad. Like it's Wes Anderson's worst work.
Really? French Dispatch's work as a whole, or?
No, just that particular story. I didn't really like Asteroid City either.
I mean, Asteroid City, I enjoyed it, but yeah, I do agree it's probably his like weakest movie. Just
overall,
it's
I'd say
his messiest.
I want to say Asteroid City is worse than French Dispatch, but I that second story in French Dispatch is the worst thing he's ever done.
All right.
That's like the only Wes Anderson movie I haven't seen yet. French Dispatch, but Asteroid City, I can speak. I saw that in theaters, and I remember leaving it like automatically think, just like Bottle Rocket, kind of like down, like low tier, like of his movies.
Wes Anderson kind of made a comeback with those like Netflix specials he did.
Oh, I still need to watch those.
Like most of them were really
on like Roald Dahl or something.
Yeah, the only one I didn't like was the one about like the one kid getting bullied. Like that one just sucked. It was boring.
Why is it like with anthologies and like children getting bullied?
I don't know.
The default,
because it's easy to do. It's like monster, child bullied. Damn, done.
I was considering my next pick to be Welcome to the Dollhouse, which is basically all about bullying. So I might have to pick something different then.
Welcome to the Dollhouse.
Yeah,
let me look this up.
Yeah,
you guys can give your final thoughts.
Just because I want to do a Todd Solondz movie at some point.
Oh. What's your rating, Simon? If you're done with your final thoughts,
probably like a 2.5. Honestly, like,
that'd be my rating.
Get into this.
Well,
me neither, really.
Well, since I really enjoyed the Fly story, I'm gonna go with a 3 out of 5.
I'm about to say, if it wasn't for me, it's like if it wasn't for the Fly story, like the first 40 minutes, I was like more like in 3 out of 5 range. Like, okay, it's kind of. I mean, I'm not probably never gonna watch this again, but it's like again, R.L. Stine, Goosebumps, like whatever we have at home, but still kind of endearing. But then just, I mean, as a whole, overall, I was just indifferent is the word I would use for it.
I mean,
I couldn't get into it.
I was the opposite way. I was like sort of like, okay, this is more like a 2 out of 5 for like the first couple of stories, but then that like whole Gordy and the Flies thing is just so bizarre and like disgusting and weird that I just kind of liked it in the end. I don't know. I think it says a lot about me as a person that I like a character who just tortures flies.
Honestly, after the first 3 stories, I was like, is this all this is going to be? Is like extremely short stories?
I mean, that's an issue with it, where it is, like, those first 3 stories where it's just so rapid-fire. Because, like, in the credits, they're listed as, like, full-on segments, which is, like, a bit weird, since they're barely, like, I would barely consider them, like, segments, just because they are so short. But, yeah, 3 out of 5, as I said, and you two are going with 2.5?
2.5, yeah. Like... Honestly, like it could just be a 2. I couldn't get into this.
Fair, yeah. I could lean more. I didn't hate it. Like looking at my other 2 out of 5s, like I don't think I would put it amongst them. But I would never watch this again, to be honest.
I mean, I'm probably not gonna watch it again either. But I think like as of like one-time watch, it's fine.
Honestly, if it was called The Willies, if they needed to do the first 3 stories, whatever, and then the rest of the film was just the first story, I think it would have been fine. And then you can do the whole thing at the end where like, the Willies monster was outside the tent the whole time. It wasn't a story. But
Well, they could have fleshed it. They could have fleshed out like one of the three stories.
I mean,
The dog one, you can't do much with that. The only ones like you could flesh out is like the chicken and maybe like the old man fucking
I was
heart.
thinking
passing
maybe get rid of like the rat chicken and definitely get rid of the dog one because that just made me feel uncomfortable.
the
Maybe,
dog one is just it's pointless. It's just some dumb bitch puts her dog in a microwave.
yeah,
And
maybe
it explodes. That's all
expand
it
on
is.
like the haunted house one. Like there's like a decent like idea there. Like you could do something cool. Like maybe have like just like the old man walking around. Or maybe he's like with his like grandchildren and they're just like going, oh, this is stupid, and they goes, oh well, let's go in the haunted house or something, and then he has a heart attack and dies. Oh no, I don't get paid to write anthology stories.
Come on, Grandpa, let's go see the spooky house.
Yes, oh sure, let's go on the roller coaster.
If you insist, my boy, I will go in there with you. Do we have enough tickets?
Or
for
maybe
this
like
ride?
the boy goes on, but he doesn't come out, and then Grandpa.
Oh,
goes
then the
on
grandpa has to go in. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
But then like after he's like waiting next to like Lucy from Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Well, this whole thing was written by Brian Peck, so I don't know what you expect.
Yeah.
Written by the Brian Peck, the
Mhm.
pedophile Brian Peck,
The 16 months in prison, Brian Peck.
the Friends with Brian Singer Brian Peck.
Only spent 16 months in prison for what he did, but okay, whatever.
So basically, what we're trying to say is we're never going to do a movie involving Brian Peck again, I guess.
Hopefully we never do a
becomes
movie
like-
involving a pedophile again.
Well,
Hopefully.
good luck with that,
but,
Sod. It's Hollywood.
but say,
Well, honestly, it'd be pretty easy never to do a movie with that he never directed again because he only directed this and he only wrote this. So
This
Yeah.
was his passion project.
don't
And,
say it was his passion project. He did it with a bunch of kids. Come on.
I was thinking about say, he directed so many. The idea of like him like directing so many kids in this movie, it's like no, like, I'm
Also,
good.
he was in the Good Burger movie. He's probably who's is it Schneider who's the lead of Nickelodeon for a long time?
yeah, Dan
Dan
Schneider.
Schneider, yeah.
Probably friends with him too.
I mean, Dan Schneider is the most disgusting
Dan-
man.
Dan Schneider, Brian Singer, Brian Peck would all meet up with Jared and they'd go get Subway.
There's a image for us to close the episode out on.
Yeah, there's some fan art you can do for us, Sod.
Don't
Oh my
nobody
God.
draw that. Nobody draw that, please.
I know, like yeah. Is there
Alright,
anything else you
that's the
can
end of
say
the
about this
episode.
movie?
I know,
Yeah.
we're closing out on that image. Sorry.
yeah, that'll be the final image. That image will fade to black, and then we'll cut. Be like, goodbye, everybody.
I mean, nobody's going to draw that, so just don't think of that.
You're
at
right.
all.
I'm gonna Photoshop.
Don't do that. No.
It wasn't Max.
then-
Wait, are we still recording?
Yeah, we're still recording.
Okay, well, it's not Max Payne. That's like the nicest like that's like the takeaway. It's not Max Payne from 2008,
It wasn't.
which we like.
It wasn't one of the worst things ever made. That's the
We-
takeaway.
I like two out of the three people I watched this movie like were mostly indifferent, but like we weren't like as depressed as we were from talking about Max Payne
I
at
could
least.
say
you said, yeah.
going through like having to like edit that, we just like all sound like we just wanted to die throughout that whole episode.
Yeah.
And then Max did this, and then Max went here, and then this happened, and then the movie was over.
The end. John Moore's a hack.
It's funny, John Moore. He looks like the other Moore that does the documentaries.
Yeah.
Like,
Michael
just
Moore,
like
yeah.
him. Yeah, he looks just like Michael Moore. They're not related in any way.
You mean like Michael Moore from Team America?
Yeah, that Michael.
Yeah.
The Michael Moore from Team America, you should say. His only work.
Mm-hmm. I hate Team America.
Say Team America ain't my baby.
Say it.
I mean, that scene where he goes into like the Team America like Mount Rushmore and blows it
headquarters
up.
and blows it up. Yeah,
that explosion is amazing.
well, right after that, that leads into the scene like of how you joined the podcast.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Episode's over.
I got a copyright claim for that, by the way.
Oh, really? Oh, serves you right.
I see how it is.